My name's David Campbell. I'm the founder and managing director of Alumno Group. And we're a student housing and educational buildings developer. I've always been very interested in urban design, architecture. It was a combination of those interests that led me into a career in property to where I am today. The Alumno philosophy is really driven by striving to make every project different in its own way. The design of our buildings is obviously critical to us in terms of how we establish our own DNA. Certainly have a bespoke nature to it, really not trying to make something that's homogenised or instantly recognisable as a student housing building or otherwise. So I think we're really striving to sort of embody that in everything we do, and also reflect clearly that not every town and city in the country or location is identical or has got the same story. So really our buildings are trying to reflect that, and I'd like to think that because of that someone would instantly know in a funny way that it's an Alumno building and not someone else's, because that attention to detail is there that I think sets us out.
I'm Matthew Jarrett and I'm the arts consultant for Alumno, and I develop their schemes with artists. One of the things that makes Alumno schemes stand out is the quality of the architects that they work with. Their schemes are unique and bespoke to the local area, and I organise the arts elements to that, which are always site specific. But they also work with designers for their interior spaces, and they work with great landscape architects for their public spaces. So there's a lot of attention to detail, and it's a commitment to design which makes them stand out.
When we first started, we were really keen to change the perception on how a student building could contribute more positively to a community that it's placed in. We're very focused on the outdoor space, public art, public realm. It's something that we're really strong supporters of in terms of how a community can embrace a new building positively and vice versa.
I was surprised by how much thought Alumno put into the design of their projects, and I think there's a real kind of focus on doing things differently and making spaces and places better.
When we're designing a building, the functional aspects are just as important as the design at the end of the day. You know, it's one thing designing a great building and it looks amazing, but it needs to work, and it's got to work for the occupants and the people that run it, because they're not there as an exhibit piece. These are buildings that have got to live and breathe and allow people to move around them and do what they need to do without interruption or any complication. So for us, that's what's unique about what we do. We've always managed to kind of get those two mediums to work successfully and in harmony. We've always been very mindful of the need to instill a degree of affordability in our buildings, offering a spectrum of rents. Everyone has an opportunity, whatever budget you're on, to experience the same facilities and have the same opportunity, if you like, to be part of that community. Living in an Alumno building should embody the best that a student can experience when they go away to university for the first time. So I think a lot of our design approach to it and what we are trying to promote is very much that sense of you're entering into a ready-made, friendly, welcoming community. Community, affordability, good design, well thought through spaces, and also making sure that what you're offering is the best possible experience that people can have. We would like to think that by putting that extra effort into the design makes it feel welcoming and a place that people feel stimulated and want to spend time in as much as they can, but also that sense of they're in a good place that will allow them to really flourish at university and really get that experience that sets you up for the rest of your life, arguably.